What's up, people, and welcome to the Stanley Parable. I have no idea what I'm getting into. In fact, a friend of mine told me to play this a long time ago, and I am just now getting around to it. I literally have not looked into this at all. At all. Not one bit. I don't even know what this is. And isn't it... Okay, it's loading. There it goes. I was like, oh, okay, it's stuck. We're never going to see this. I'm never going to see this. If it freezes up or crashes, I'm never going to touch it again. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, you can do it. There you go, yeah. Right there. Right there. Come on. Come on. Come on. Ah. In theory, I probably should have started this video after the loading screen, because nobody wants to watch a loading screen. I don't even want to watch a loading screen. Click to skip.
This is the story of a
I'm
man
not clicking
named
anything.
Stanley.
Stanley.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Okay.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
Okay.
Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
That sucks.
And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in.
Why?
As though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Well, good for Stanley, because I wouldn't want to be Stanley.
One day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
He quit.
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
Good.
No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened.
Everyone died.
Complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
What do I do? What?
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure.
No.
What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days.
Let me out!
Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do.
Stanley's
now
an idiot.
Just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
What? What the shit? Huh? Oh. Alright. Oh. Oh. There's nobody in there. Can't get in there. Yeah.
All of his co-workers would go. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times.
Oh, okay.
I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'm still clicking. I'm still clicking. I have a feeling it's gonna laugh at me for clicking this door 20 times. I'm gonna sit here and click it. I'm not going away. I am gonna click the shit out of this door. I'm just clicking away. This door is getting clicked. I've had enough. What is this? What does that do? That doesn't do anything. Hello? Ah! Ow! Oh. Plant. Okay. What about this door? Nope. I can't do anything with that. Can't look out the window. Can't do anything with that. That door doesn't open. I can't. Ah! What in the hell? I'm gonna turn off all the computers. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna save power. That's what a good employee would do. Oh. Hmm?
Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office because he doesn't pick up well on cues from his environment.
Shut up, narrator. I don't know what that does. Anything in there? Alright.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, he didn't. He entered the door on the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
That's exactly what I had planned.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
It's a very nice room. Yes, indeed. It has a Coke machine. And the Cokes...
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
It is.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality.
And
it's
mental
possible
health.
that this is why everyone left.
I'm just gonna take in the view. There's a smoke alarm.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Or did he? Did he just stay in the room and refuse to come out of it? How about that? Hello? Hello? British narrator guy? Oh. Fine.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing
no.
room and took the first open door on his left
Damn
to
it.
get back to business.
There's door on the left, huh? How about I don't listen to you again? What's in here?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I don't follow the norm. What does this say? Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Can I get on the cargo lift?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot.
Oh.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's not what I had in mind, but that worked out perfectly.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed it. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yes, he did. That's what I get for...
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Tips for not
Feeling a
getting
wave
fired.
of disbelief,
Talk less.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Resent coworkers for not supporting him. While let a ball up inside. You take it out passive aggressively on other coworkers. Yeah, that's about right. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue grabbing the header and throw some bevel on all the text. This will ensure a calm and productive work environment. Not true. Everyone is unique. You most of all. That. No, I see at least 4 white people, 2 black folk, and a brown person. That is not diverse. Charts and slides. Slides is in 2 of those, so technically, reading which charts on the same slide depict the same information. Rate of increase in graphs per slide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Please no more charts. Please not big. Stop. That's a lot of charts. The boss appreciation minute. Circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss.
Stanley just stood there doing nothing at all. He seems to think I have nothing better to do with my time than to sit around and describe every fascinating little detail of his inability to do anything. This is why Stanley and I are on such good terms.
What do people want? Things? Happy feelings? Mike James, you were fired. Money, more money, things, but with money to buy more things. Graphs about things and money. So graphs about things and money. All right. Target demographic, teenagers. That should be any target demographic. We need... What does that say? Less reviews for... Get rid of the death sport portion in the primary review schedule? What is that? Throw something in the ideas bin. I can't jump. Termination Tuesdays. I think every job should have one of those. Where you and your coworkers vote somebody off the island until you're the last man standing.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No, he didn't. He went downstairs to the basement. If he could learn how to walk.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that.
Stanley got in the car.
In such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment.
Or maybe Stanley killed all of them in a murderous rampage after being locked in a room every single day looking at a screen.
He began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
He has
a
point.
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Wait, what?
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and
Neat.
Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange.
Well, it's making my head hurt.
A voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts.
What?
He thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak,
Stanley is stuck in the basement.
Was a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove
Things
that
are getting
he was
weird.
in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
No, don't.
He felt the
don't.
cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself.
Oh God, if I wake up in that room again.
I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want.
No.
I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job.
Stanley needs better
All I
life
want
aspirations.
Is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
I'm getting concerned. Oh.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name
my
is
God.
Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
And then what?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
What the hell?
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind.
And I am thoroughly confused.
I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important
She's
people whose
staring at a
impressions
dead
of
body
her
and
would
having
affect her career.
like a
By extension,
life affirmation.
life.
Who does
She
that?
had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
What a jerk. So was that like the bad ending? Did I just get the bad ending?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
Alright.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I think I'm gonna go up this time because that was
When
terrifying.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
But
he
wait.
entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
I know
and
it's
Stanley
not.
knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
That's right. There's the employee lounge.
Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
False.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing in your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why,
yeah,
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you.
You
to
locked
show
me in the
you
basement.
Something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
What happens if I go through the blue door? But the red... He said the red door. I mean, obviously there's story progression if I go this way, but I don't know what's going to happen if I go this way. We're going through the blue one.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
No. The blue
I
door.
still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
I'm going through the blue door.
You see? There's nothing here.
What
I
the...
haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place.
Too bad.
Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what.
Character
Let me
progression.
take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Okay.
There we go. A third option.
Ah!
This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before.
Wait.
Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
I don't... Oh, okay. Yeah,
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
1.
A 1? I mean, I can understand your reservations. You saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one.
What?
Let's take a look.
Alright, what is that? Are those real people? Only the worst 3% of players chose the blue door. I chose the blue. I chose the blue. What? How long does it take you? Like, what? My friends list isn't empty. I didn't even skip the intro. My dead rat is offline. Alright. Jerk. I'm going back through this door.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Oh God, what is this? What did I do? What have I done? No, no, I don't want to know. What?
In this game,
What the
baby crawls left towards danger.
No!
You click the button to move him back to the right.
What?
And if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life.
Jesus!
I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
I'm not gonna watch. Did I lose? I lost.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over.
What?
Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes.
This can't be
seems
good.
like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Is it Minecraft?
Well, Stanley, is this any better?
Yeah.
At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll
What
say
if I can
this,
play it?
I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house.
What's happening?
This will go here. No, here. And then...
What the? This is not what I expected at all.
See,
Like,
what
not at
does
all.
it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete.
A door.
I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. Ah, but you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
That is a jail cell. I'm not going in there. You hear me? I'm not going in that door. I'm just gonna take in the block scenery. Or what do they call them? Voxels? Vixels? I'm not going in that door. I guess we're gonna wait. I'm not locking myself in there. I'm not gonna do it. Hello? Narrator? I'm not going in there. I don't know why I bother. I have to go in.
Isn't it grand?
Yeah.
Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything.
Yes.
Yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Okay, cool. And where does one go mining? Underground?
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
No. I can't even jump. But you know what? Who cares?
Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
Oh, that was good timing. I don't know what that was. So far, so good. I mean, I haven't started over yet. Oh god, what is it now? What?
Yes, I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with
Is this
no way
Portal?
out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is
Holy
this
crap.
game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
It's Portal! He threw me in Minecraft and then he dropped me in Portal.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
Duh.
Genius.
Thank you.
No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty.
No,
I
no!
really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games.
No!
I highly doubt you're any wiser for the experience.
What is that
Which
down
is
there?
why rather
Um... I... What just happened? I can't see anything. What? I may have made a mistake. None of these ways looks promising. Did I just escape the game? What? What is going on? Isn't that at least gonna give me like a gun or something? Hey, a light bulb. Wait a second. What is in there? Isn't this mine? My room? My cubicle? My... What the hell? I am thoroughly confused. I have no idea what's going on. What?
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Did I win? I mean, did I beat the game? Was that the... What ending was that? I don't even know if that was an ending. That wasn't an ending. That was me being trapped in development. Oh, God.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Okay,
What could it mean? Stanley
done
decided
trying to
go
break
to
the
the
game.
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm going to do exactly what this voice is telling
When
me to do.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either.
Yeah, I know that.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Alright. Let's look at something new here. Alright, here's the boss's office.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him.
Okay.
And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad,
I'm the
Stanley
boss.
happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Yeah, he did. Stanley pressed the red arrow. I'm done trying to break games. I'm gonna do exactly what it tells me to do. So far, so good. We've got actual story progression and not Minecraft. Although that part was pretty interesting, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't save the baby.
Descending deeper into the building,
What?
Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Of course not.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Or that way. Damn it. I said I was gonna do what the game told me to do.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
What?
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Video cameras. Desks. Alright.
Now the monitors
Whoa.
jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
That's weird. Almost as weird as breaking the game.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it.
Fired.
His own life in someone else's control?
Pirate.
Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
In theory, wouldn't this be considered mind control because I'm doing exactly what the game is telling me to do? I mean, technically. I mean, I'm just saying. What's up there? I'm not. I could spend, you know, time walking around and pressing random buttons that mean absolutely nothing to me, or I can go upstairs and press this big white number 4 button. I just completely did what I said I wasn't going to do. Alright, go through the door. Yeah. Facility power. Mind controls idle, awaiting input. On, off.
And when
on.
at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Yes?
Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go. Turn the controls off and leave.
What?
If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
What?
In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What
Jesus.
a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it.
What does this
Mere
do?
moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
Wait. 1?
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though.
What is
this
happening?
version of
3?
events has been rather amusing.
I don't know where 3 is.
Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking
Stop
on
it.
every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley.
Oh, what the?
You're in for quite a disappointment.
Oh, God.
But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
Wow. He really did it. He killed me. Again. This is getting worse.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Wait, the doors aren't closing behind me.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Because we all know what happens if I go downstairs. You're trapped in an endless loop of crap.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk.
Blech.
What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
All right. Down, Jeeves. For whatever reason. Into the mind control
Stanley
room.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control
False.
Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Damn it.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and
you're
willingly
damn right.
confront his death.
That's right. I don't even know what's down there, but I'm going down there. Wait. Was he telling the truth? Whoa! Okay, this is new.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise,
Oh, shit.
he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
No.
Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Oh, this sucks. No. Huh?
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
What? Why is this so weird?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
What the hell?
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
What the hell? I am completely Is this the end of the game? I mean, are these the credits? I mean, big old sign that said credits.
When Stanley came to the lift, he traveled up, then he pushed the lowest floor at the top of the facility. Now look to end this injustice. See how it's impossible for the player to do anything in this new world. Perfect example of poor level design. Textbook.
Okay.
It's the kind of thing you pick up on intuitively.
How do I get out? I want that ending. How do I get that ending? This is tripping me out.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Off.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path.
Wait.
Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time
I may have died. I don't know what's going on. I mean, this can't be it. What? No way. No way. You gotta be kidding me. That was... I guess that was it. I mean, I'm dead. I mean, the nuclear explosion and the crazy falling through the level thing and almost getting squished and then getting squished. I'm gonna give it one more go. I mean, that was really weird. I'm skipping. Is it keeping track of how many times I play?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, he didn't. This time.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do not jump.
Look,
Okay,
Stanley,
that way.
I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong
That way it
foot
took me
here.
to
I'm not your
crazy
enemy, really,
video
I'm
game
not.
land.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
That is a dark door. I'm going through it. Oh, shit.
That's her, Stanley.
Alright. Pick up the phone.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go.
What?
All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your
What?
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
What?
Who want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
What? Oh, God, I gotta do what it says.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
What a dick.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
I'm not pressing T. What's next to T? R. Y. Space. Enter. Escape. Damn it.
But in his mind, in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of
Been
new
there, done that.
lands. It was wonderful.
Don't want to do
And
it
each
again.
day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Sure, why not? 3.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job.
Wait.
First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of
The
his
TV is
coworkers,
gone.
his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered
This is
through
getting
this
ridiculous.
fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Oh, we did that already.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
This is literally
But there
making
is
fun
no
of me for what
answer.
I'm doing.
How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Wow.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Okay, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Let me out of the room. Let me out. Alright, we're gonna sit here and we're gonna look at the clock. This is what a real life work simulator is. I'm just watching the minutes go by. Or in this case, seconds. Okay. Okay, it's at 5:31. I'll press the button. Nothing's happening. I mean, how long do I have to wait to not press the button? He said don't press the button.
You see?
Dick.
Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Whoa.
And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button.
That is not cool. Oh no. Nope. 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 I'm not doing this again. I've had enough. This game is making me crazy. I might have to revisit it later, but I am not doing this again. So, thanks for watching this whacked out, crazy Inception video game thing, work simulator, whatever this is. I don't know what this is. I still don't know what this is. Yeah, let me know how, let me know what to do in the comments, or tell me if I'm missing something. Tell me if there's a way to actually beat this, or if I'm just gonna use this as like a create your own adventure book or something. I don't know. I don't know what this is. I give up. Thanks for watching, and as always, till next time, goodbye. Don't press any buttons. Please, just don't.